He sat in seat 1A, window side, early boarding pass stamped with silent authority, but nobody noticed. Not the woman across from him with the diamond-studded bag she placed like a barrier between them. Not the businessman who whispered to his wife while pretending to scroll. Not the first-class attendant whose smile tightened the moment she saw his skin before she saw his ticket. Malcolm Reed, a black CEO worth more than the combined net worth of half the passengers on board, leaned back calmly, breathing slow like someone used to assumptions. He looked like any man. Sweatshirt, headphones, a worn leather briefcase. No flashy watch, no gold chain, power disguised as ordinary. He liked it that way. Until the turbulence hit. Not in the sky, but in the cabin. A woman, pearls tight around her throat like her pride, pointed toward him as if he were in error on the seating chart. "Excuse me," she called loudly. "I believe this man is in the wrong section." Gasps, eyes darting. Someone mumbled, "Probably upgraded himself." The attendant approached, professional on the surface, bias simmering underneath. "Sir, may I see your ticket?" Her tone wasn't a question, it was an accusation wrapped in protocol. Malcolm handed it over without a word. She scanned it once, twice, then forced a laugh that wasn't laughter. "There must be a mistake. You shouldn't be in first class." The woman behind gasped triumphantly like she had uncovered a crime. The businessman smirked. Malcolm stayed still like a storm that hasn't spoken yet. He knew fights like this weren't won by volume. The attendant gestured toward economy. "Sir, please move or I'll have security escort you." A murmur rolled through the cabin like thunder. Malcolm stood, slowly, every muscle controlled. He didn't argue, he didn't plead. He simply said one sentence, calm, cold, unforgettable. "Call the captain." The cabin froze. Why would a man wrongly accused ask for the highest authority on board? The answer was coming like a seismic wave, and no one was ready. The captain arrived with the stride of someone who'd commanded storms and landed in lightning. He looked Malcolm dead in the eyes, not with suspicion, but recognition. Respect flared instantly. "Mr. Reed?" he asked, voice shifting from formal to reverent. The crowd's confidence cracked. The pearl necklace woman blinked like her worldview shattered. The attendant stuttered, You know him?" The captain nodded slowly, turning to the entire cabin as if delivering a verdict. "This man is not only a paying first-class customer, he is the majority shareholder of this airline." Silence detonated. Then whispers flooded the air, shock, disbelief, regret dripping from every voice. Phones came out, eyes widened. The attendant's face drained of color. She tried to speak, but her lips failed her. Malcolm stayed calm, hands folded before him like a judge awaiting testimony. The captain continued, "He owns 71% of this company. You are flying on his aircraft, under his name, protected by policies he implemented himself." Someone dropped a glass. The businessman who smirked earlier swallowed hard, shrinking into his seat. Every passenger who doubted, judged, or dismissed suddenly searched for something benign to do, straightened jackets, adjusted bags, pretended they hadn't been watching him like a trespasser in luxury. The captain turned to Malcolm with absolute respect. "Sir, please accept my personal apology. Your seat awaits, any seat you choose." Malcolm didn't sit immediately. Instead, he faced the passengers, not with anger, but with bone-deep truth. "You didn't question me because of a ticket. You questioned me because of what you assumed a black man in first class must be." No one could look away. Every person felt seen, exposed. "I didn't come to embarrass you. I came to travel. But your reaction shows why men like me have to own the planes just to be treated like we belong on them." His voice cut through the cabin like a blade dipped in ice. A woman cried softly. Someone else whispered, "We were wrong." Malcolm finally sat back down, not as a suspect, but as undeniable power. The captain nodded respectfully and returned to the cockpit. The flight attendant stood frozen. The pearl necklace woman stared at her hands, trembling. Malcolm put on his headphones, a man reclaiming space he'd never needed permission for. When the wheels touched down hours later, nobody rushed to leave. They watched him stand. They watched him walk. Some wanted to apologize, but shame stitched their tongues shut. He paused at the exit, looked back, not spiteful, not victorious, just unmovable in dignity. "Treat people with respect before you know their worth," he said, "because sometimes the person you judged is the one signing your paycheck." He walked down the jet bridge, and silence followed like a shadow. Passengers posted online. The story exploded. Headlines blazed. Woman tries to remove black CEO from first class, learns he owns the airline. But Malcolm didn't need the world to notice. The people on that plane had already changed. Their eyes opened, their assumptions cracked, and somewhere deep inside every single one of them, a lesson tattooed itself permanently. Power doesn't always come dressed in what privilege expects. Sometimes power wears a hoodie, sits in 1A, and waits quietly for the world to show itself. If this story shook you, even in the smallest way, don't scroll past. Sit with it. Feel the weight of it, because this isn't just a story about a seat in first class. It's a story about how we see each other, how quickly we judge, how easily we assume, how often we confuse wealth with worth, appearance with importance, skin color with status. Somewhere right now, someone like Malcolm is fighting to exist in a world that scans him before it hears him. Someone is being asked to prove they deserve a seat they already paid for, a job they're already qualified for, a life they already built brick by brick with no inheritance, no shortcuts, just grit. Maybe you've lived it. Maybe you've done it to someone without realizing it. Either way, this is the moment to confront it. So comment below. Share how this story made you feel. Share a moment where you were judged or where you judged someone too quickly. Your voice could be the reason someone learns, someone reflects, someone changes. Share this video too, because conversations like this don't spread themselves. They grow through us, through awareness, through truth that hurts enough to transform. And if you want more stories like this, more that shine light on injustice, more that challenge comfort, more that remind us why equality matters, then like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Not for numbers, for impact. This channel isn't entertainment, it's movement, and you're part of it now. Don't just watch, stand, speak, share, return, because the world changes only when we choose to change it.